Let's go. Let's go.
I think I'm live. Let me see here. Open up the chat. It looks like
You live?
maybe.
Yeah.
I think we are. I think we're live. Just waiting for folks to come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in. We know you.
Yeah, I just got the notification.
Good.
On YouTube.
So it's gone?
NIO trending live with restream. Oh, because we didn't edit the title. It just says
I didn't create anything. I didn't have time.
Live with restream.
Yeah. Hey, welcome everybody.
Hopefully we get some.
Rune, what's up? And yeah, I didn't do anything properly today. I've been kind of running around. In fact, Seth is here and he is eating right now. It's Seth's hand. He said hi. But how about that market today? Anybody seen the craziness? I do like that the last time I checked anyway, NIO is holding up in the high 15s. So what's going on, Rune and others? Hey, everybody, if you wouldn't mind, please click the thumbs up. I did not create any thumbnail or anything for this. We're just going today. We're just happy to be here to even make it. So Rune says hi, Seth. So
What's up, man?
George, welcome.
One more bite.
So yeah, if folks don't mind helping us with the algo, because we need all the help we can get. Kind of like the market. Oh boy, how about the SPY? Anybody watching that one? And guess what? We still got an hour left, and let's see how the market finishes the day. If it's going to get propped up, or if it's going to do something crazy. Rune, did you see? I'll let you catch up on comments. Come on in, Seth.
Let's go.
Now we can really start. Because
Right.
Seth is here. I got you.
What's up, guys?
All right, we're going.
Stuff on my face.
I think it's good.
Might be in my teeth. Don't want that.
Rune, did you buy 150 shares at $17? Well,
And
watch the markets. Keep an eye on the markets. IWM, I've been watching that. Let's see what happens with it. NIO, I still haven't looked. In fact, if we have time, we need to try and check and find out how many shares were moved from the U.S. over to Singapore. Amazing Trish, what's up? Welcome. She says good afternoon.
What's up, Trish? Got George, love your videos. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Caesar, hi from Chicago.
What's
there
up,
we go.
Caesar?
Yeah, let us know where you're from.
Yeah.
Rune. Amazing Trish watching from the Philippines.
Middle of the night. Yeah.
Oh, 2 a.m.
Yeah. They're on that future time. Oh,
Holy
you missed the
cow.
live stream last night. I was
Yeah.
explaining to
Sorry,
people that Singapore and Beijing, they're actually about 13 hours ahead of us, which basically means they're in the future. So we shouldn't be surprised
That's how
that
I
they
felt
have
when
these
I went
phenomenal
to
companies
when
coming
I went
out.
to Australia. That's how I felt. Like when you fly back and then it's earlier in the day from like when you left.
It's a trip.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
But they're literally living in the future. So it's no wonder NIO has such an incredible company. Jameer says, check NIO for the first time in like 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Bad time to check it, man.
I want to check back in another 6 to 12.
Yeah, I'd say
know.
just hit the power for like another 6. It would be good. What's the price in the future?
It's
a Saturday.
Good question. Well, the great thing is when the future markets are open, Singapore and Hong Kong, NIO was just straight going up, doing great.
So do they just?
And then the U.S. market opened up, and
that is weird to think about.
The problem though is the U.S. market overall. Again, it's the same thing I've been saying since early in 2022. I was like, hey, my biggest concern is the U.S. market,
and here it is.
Yeah, and it just continues.
I need my NIO support group. Asian fish.
This is the NIO support group.
We're here.
We're here and we're doing it. I should put up that thumbnail. I don't know. You think it helps? I don't know if it matters.
Maybe title, thumbnail. I don't know.
We
were kind of lazy with this one, but
no, we were just. I mean, I barely made it back here in time.
We were rushed.
You just ate.
I did. I'm really full, by the way,
Well,
guys. Sorry if I'm like
later.
burping a little bit.
Just keep it that way.
A lot of food.
Thank you.
Look that way. George, can you please explain what happens to our shares if the delisting happens? I've got my stocks on eToro.
I know that Moomoo is one of the places that you can transfer shares, and there's no fee to transfer in. But you might want to check with your broker. I don't know what eToro does, if they have like a transfer fee that you would have to pay if you moved things out. I do think that we're going to get news or word rather, maybe even still this month, that there's been an agreement. We're basically waiting to hear that the PCAOB is going to be allowed to do on-site inspections in China for the companies there of the auditing. And I think that's going to happen. I'm just kind of waiting and watching for it. But you can check with eToro to see what kind of fee you might have to incur if you would move. And I will later on, I'll put a link for Moomoo, depending on where you are. Also, Saxo Bank is doing and I'm familiar with them through West Money, but I am not. We're in the US and we're not allowed to access their stuff yet. Yeah. So if you're in Europe or in Asia, they have some promotional things offered, but I just can't tell you what they are because I can't get on there. So we can.
Also, though, the delisting, like if it were to happen, you would have quite a bit of time before you would actually have to do it. They said 2024.
Yeah.
Couple years at least.
Yeah, the earliest that would actually happen would be a little down the road. It's not as imminent as a lot of folks kind of made it out to be, but fear mongering sells. It's like clickbaiting videos. As by the way, Seth is 1 week in to being a content creator on YouTube. Invest with Seth as the channel. And here's what I want to know. What have you learned so far this week about content creation? It's good, bad,
it's
ugly.
A grind. It's a grind, bro. Like, and it's hard, like, especially right when you start, because you're just awkward and you're like just getting into it. So everything just takes longer than I feel like it should. But all good things come with practice, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. I like it.
Jameer said, I trade Forex. I sold all my stocks and just put it into crypto.
What crypto are you in? I'm curious. Are you in Bitcoin?
Coin, Ethereum.
Yeah. This guy's more the crypto space, although I have talked a little bit about how Bitcoin might retest 18,100 per my guy, Jim Savoldi and his BAM.
The BAM
model. He's been calling for that over a year.
Yeah.
And with big money, we were talking about this before the stream. Big money can do whatever it wants, so things could get crazy all around.
And he's been pretty accurate. He's been on the ball recently, especially.
Yeah. The markets are finally kind of catching up to what he was calling for. We're talking about BAM.
Back in even last year. December time, even before that.
Yeah, there's a lot of propping up that was going on, I believe, and
a lot of shenanigans.
Oh yeah. Some folks call it manipulation.
It is what it is. Got to play the game.
Amazing Trish says, yeah, you're right. You two guys, my future is NIO. Once you start looking at the vehicles and what they're doing, it's sexy. There's no other word for it, really.
There's no other word. I'm going to put us in the Discord real quick also.
Yes. Thanks.
Because I forgot.
I'd be lost without you, Seth. Thank you. Asian Fish says, any good news from the Singapore listing last night? Was at work. You know what? I still haven't found out the number of shares that NIO moved from the U.S. market. And that's one of the things I was curious about. I wanted to know about. So hopefully
I'll get on that in a second. Try and find some info.
Emiliano, what's up? Hey, NIO family. How are you? We're hanging in there. NIO's hanging in there today. Markets are they're fugly. They're not ugly. They're fugly today. All right. But it is. It's one of those things I'm
it's your typical Friday.
I've been following BAM for a while, and dude's been calling for stuff, and we're seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't know why I said that. I'm pretty sure last Friday when we streamed, the market was green, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Friday
was it a prop up day?
Friday? I think
we've had a couple of prop up days lately.
Couple of months.
Asian Fish, on a serious note, how is it BYD is not having supply chain problems? They got some things figured out. BYD has done an amazing job, but I also think a part of it is where companies are based, and so I don't know how much of their operations or supply chains have been in or outside of areas that have been shut down. I really don't know on that. But I'm still hoping that we'll hear that they're going to work closely with NIO on the sub brand in the future. And I've got a fun video I'm going to drop this weekend with something that is, let's go. It's going to be a good time.
On Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well, thing I like to call bullish.
Always.
Yeah, I stay bullish. Well, it's funny to me, if the stock price goes down, I'm just kind of like, isn't it a better deal if you believe in the company? That's all I'm saying. So people get down about that. I'm like, wow, it sounds like
it's all perspective.
Yeah, perspective matters. Felipe, what's up? This is pre-market was huge today. Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, weren't we like up quite a bit pre-market?
Well, like I said, those are the future markets. Hong Kong and Singapore. They're living in the future.
They were living in it.
They know what's up. And we're back here in the US just trailing.
They don't really though. No. They don't really. Okay, like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, wait a second. Wait, actually? But that's not how the world works. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. We got an FJB.
Oh, out of nowhere from left field, FJB. Oh. Speaking of FJB, the coin is trash.
What?
The coin FJB is trash.
You know, and we've still got a couple years on that. So maybe
we got time.
It's incredible though. I keep looking and I'm like, we're like spending money to support a WAR. I don't even want to say the word, but can we get something to help ourselves out? Like our own economy here? Come on, man. What's up, Dion?
Oh, Dion from Wisconsin.
What's up?
What would happen if China delisted? Would China kick Tesla, Ford, and GM out?
Well, I think, wow, it's almost like a layered level of questions because who was it who said when China sneezes or gets a cold, like the US gets like pneumonia. And so the funny thing is there's all this posturing, there's all this kind of tough talk and, oh, China's so bad. And we hear this a lot, but the reality is because we haven't, for example, brought things in-house and handled supply chain issues and taken care of positioning ourselves as an economy to be sustainable on our own, we're really reliant on them. And so I think it would be a horrible thing for the US if we actually went the direction that some folks try to fearmonger and suggest. But, you know, that's just kind of my overview. And again, it's a business standpoint. Some people will think I'm being political. I'm not. I'm just saying from a business standpoint, if we are reliant on others, then why are we not working with them? Like, let's either bring it in-house and do it ourselves and do it well, or let's just shut up and stop with the whining and crying. Because there's a lot of excuse and, you know, finger pointing and stuff. But as far as the actual delisting, and now again, we're kind of layers because I'm like overview, this one, you know, the country's getting along is like way bigger picture. And the US needs China a lot more than the other way around. I'm, you know, folks don't have to like that, but they're not seeing it if they don't recognize that they're missing a lot. So the delisting is a separate thing, but it's been a non-issue in my mind because for one, I got into the verbiage and the verbiage makes it very clear that it's years before it would happen, if it would happen. And it's a big if, especially where we've been hearing from the regulators in China telling us that they're going to allow it and they're going to work through it. Now, folks may say, hey, you know, don't trust them, don't believe them, whatever. But look, that's like listening to Jim Cramer. Be careful or you might get Jim Cramered. That's all I'm going to say.
Get Jim Cramered. Aaron got Jim Cramered.
I did. He got me. And I didn't even know it. That's the problem with not following the dude is I didn't know he had pumped something and I bought it. And then,
Aaron bought the Jim Cramer.
I got Jim Cramer.
Guess how that went?
He got me. He got me. And I didn't know it till after. And then I said, oh, Aaron.
He
got you.
Got Cramered. That's funny because you were always saying don't get Jim Cramered.
BYD, yeah, the BYD partnership. I would love to see it.
We can roll out.
I know
why couldn't we do that last time we were on here?
We could do all kinds of things.
I could not scroll them down.
Now you can. You get us caught up on comments.
Okay, I was gonna say. So we were on that. You know, we got Kevin. Good thing we bounced off that 52-week low last week. If not, we could easily be at $8 with this market. That's very true.
The market's
recovered
wild.
Well.
Again, I keep watching the IWM with with NIO because I'm like, all right, how far is it going to go? It was the first one of the major indices to really get beat up. And I'm wondering how long before at some point fund managers, I think if I'm a fund manager, I'm going, hey, wow, this sector's really been beaten down. You got a company in a stock like NIO where they're going to be doubling, if not more, production. And, you know, just NIO Park coming online second half of the year. That's significant. If I'm looking for intra-year gains, I basically need China to open up and NIO to start NIO Park delivering the ET5 and ES7
supply chains.
Yeah.
Everything.
And then at some point, NIO is going to do double shifts in the existing factory. So, I mean, it could be a lot more than a 2X just from a production delivery standpoint, but you know, let's be conservative and give it that time. But still, as a fund manager, if I'm looking for kind of an easy play in a really tough market, and by the way, this is not financial advice because I didn't even have internet a few years ago. So you should definitely not listen to him. Definitely not listen to what I have to say. But it should be mildly entertaining at least. What else? Amazing Trish.
Amazing Trish. I think your energy drink is missing. He already crushed his.
It's been smashed.
He smashed some fast. Like he gets his and it's gone like a couple minutes. I don't know.
It was good though. It was good. Now I'm hydrating. We've got the water going again.
It's a good combo.
It's
the live stream combo.
It is. Asian fish.
Also, BYD partnership. I hope it'll be NIO sub-brand battery supplier.
Yeah, I'm just hoping we get big announcements on that. And you know what? Let them fly under the radar. It's okay, you know, because once the NIO pops up and starts crushing things, then some of us we're just gonna sit back and be. I mean, we'll still be live streaming, but maybe we'll still be live streaming, but it won't be Niostock support group anymore.
It'll be like, I don't know,
Niostock crushing it.
Yeah, let's go. Something.
Let's go.
We'll cross that bridge hopefully when we get there.
And we got a Brandon comment. We'll leave that one alone. Try and not get political. And this is somebody famous. Do you know who this is?
Who?
That is Marcel.
WMA.
No, down below the next one. East-West investment opportunity.
East-West.
What's up, Marcel? Just say thank you for coming through.
Watching buy the dip and keep rocking, Aaron.
Marcel, we need to do a compilation. I'm sorry that I haven't.
I can't pin chats on this.
I'm starting to figure things out a little bit with tech. People don't realize how bad I am with tech. Seth, would you?
He's getting better.
I am getting better, but tell him how bad it was.
It was bad. Like, couldn't even connect his phone to the Bluetooth in his car. Bad.
It took me a year, but I was pretty excited when I figured that out.
You did figure it out.
And then I was telling Seth about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I could
have asked, man."
Yeah,
I was around all that time, and he just didn't want to ask. I think he was just embarrassed.
I didn't know me as well. Stay embarrassed. No, Marcel is the first YouTube channel I saw, and he used to have. He's changed the name. It used to be Don Chi, the China Opportunity, but Marcel he speaks the language. He's from Germany. He has interviewed one of the co-founders of NIO. This man's high level technical investor.
Let's go.
Baller status. Appreciate him stopping through.
What's his YouTube handle?
That's it.
That's what it is.
East-West Investment Opportunities. That's
nice.
That's the new name. It used to be Don Chi. See the Don Chi after? Yeah.
Awesome. Have to leave a sub.
Yeah.
We had Felipe. That's the word. There's all this delisting talk, and I'm just sick of it. Honestly,
it's been regurgitated a lot. A lot of folks doing the fear mongering. But hey, and Seth is now starting to appreciate content creation.
Yeah.
When you see the way fear mongering sells and the clickbait,
it's crazy.
Like
clickbait gets views. Guys.
You do not need to
don't
do any actual
on the bait
content.
No, you really don't. You need like a good thumbnail and like a crazy title of something that's like unimaginably impossible, and then everyone just wants to know how it's possible, so they just click on it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's bad.
Watch me. I'll get them. I'll clickbait them. Asian fish
says, wait,
whatever happens to the hot co-host she promises a few weeks back.
You know, we're in the process. It's very early stage of the interview process where we need to put the word out so we can do some interviews.
I forgot.
We've been started on that.
But guys, I started a whole YouTube channel this time. I know.
We're you know what though? We will try to,
eventually.
We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do on that.
Might have to be like over like Skype or something. Morty with
Talk about Brandon.
President neg support $0. Morty always giving us some wisdom on Fine Fridays. Thank you, Morty, for your wise words.
It's good to laugh. It's good to have a little humor.
Dion's back. When NIO is at full capacity, what is your prediction on stock price? And we can't go a Friday without a little stock price guest right here, can we?
I don't want anything to do with the stock price predictions until I get a sense that the overall market volatility is no longer a big mess. Because again, like I've been calling it since all of this year, I've been saying, hey, my biggest concern for NIO stock is not NIO at all. It's the broader market. And great example, look at what happened overnight for those of us who are living in the past and not in Asia. Singapore and Hong Kong, they did the listing in Singapore. They moved some shares, and what did we have? NIO going and going and going. And then the US market opens, and the market is trash. And when I say that, I just mean it's being reflective of how weak the US actually is. In my mind, again, coming back to the world after being away and going, whoa, it's crazy out here. And so that is the concern that I have is when are we going to get it figured out? Are we? In the meantime, we better. They're going to just push ahead. But again, that's kind of why I picked NIO. So back to the original question of prediction, that's why I don't want to touch it, because I'm just watching the volatility of the broader market, and especially, following my guy, BAM Investor, who has been calling for what we're seeing, and we're not done with the volatility. I think the markets, consider the SPY, which was supposedly the safe thing. And for people who've been on the live streams, we've talked about it. We talked about how I said that it felt like the SPY, the big companies like Netflix, for example, picked off one at a time so that the index wouldn't just tank.
So that they could do it more low key without everyone just noticing.
Let's get the tinfoil hats on because I like them. Sometimes they fit. And that's the thing. You look at where the SPY is now. Yeah, it's obvious that the market is sus. Right. And so here's what I've been waiting and watching for is the violence that we could get from things like the fund managers, the big money folks start to freak out. Yeah. And some of their, maybe lenders doing some certain calls, margin call type things. And let's just see. Let's see if some companies don't go out of business. And then let's see if we don't see maybe some short squeezes happening in the market. And again, I'm watching what NIO can do and how well it can hold up with the craziness going on.
It has been though.
And that's the great week,
and it's been.
And has it dipped down below the 15? It was
we're still in the 16s.
Let's go.
We're in the 16s. We're fighting. We're at 1603, but we're fighting
in the future.
We'll fight for another 35 minutes. Come on.
All right, back to comments. Where are we at? So that's why I won't give a 2022 price prediction yet, because I want to see overall volatility kind of slow down. I want to have a sense that it's maybe going to get passed up at some point. We're not there yet.
Rune, we've had 6 red weeks in a row, just like we had before the crash, 2008, 2000, so on. Every time the market crashed, we had 6 red weeks. You think a crash is coming?
That's one of the things BAM has been kind of calling for. And it's funny, at this point, he's calling them crash legs. And then he'll kind of call out the levels. And here's the thing with BAM. I paid to become a Global Pro subscriber. I have access to a lot more stuff than what I share on here. But because it's his proprietary stuff, I wouldn't feel right or ethical or honest if I shared a bunch of it. What I will say is that he's been calling a lot of stuff. And every once in a while, what I'll do is I'll shoot Seth a text and I'll say, hey, watch for this. And then the next day or two, generally, whatever I say to watch for happens, right? Yeah. It's kind of the way it's been going.
Close, yeah.
And now he's even more on point. You can follow him on Twitter. It's BAM Investor.
He doesn't tweet a whole lot.
He doesn't tweet a ton.
But he does put out good information.
But he will,
there for sure.
And last year, he was calling for Bitcoin to do an 18,100 retest. And
he's calling this kind of whole crypto crash since when was that? It was probably November. It had to be at least November when we first started talking about it last year.
Yeah. So look, I'm not saying
it's been a long time in the making.
Nobody knows if we're going to see an all-out crash, but it feels like things have been propped up. And I don't trust the overall market. And I certainly don't trust, because I see some of the things that have gone on, and I'm like, okay, there is manipulation at play. And as long as it's allowed, who knows?
It'll keep going on.
Yeah, but generally speaking, it doesn't favor retail. And so, so I just I hope that NIO holds up through the craziness.
Pushing up towards 1610. Let's go. Oh, where were we at? Asian Fish. Marcel's on. I don't see his comment. He also commented right below that.
Yeah, I think he commented again.
Yeah, it came. Tech doesn't matter. Content is king. Your NIO insights are spot on. Cheers for the shout out.
Thank you.
Let's go.
That's very humbling.
Nice
I appreciate that. And tech does matter if you want to build a big channel. But fortunately, I'm okay with a small channel. And I even told Seth the other day, I'm like, I want to see your channel get bigger than mine.
But Aaron low-key blew up kind of fast. The NIO train like hopped on.
Well, I think people were like, "What is there something wrong with this guy? Is he for real? Like, he can't be. This guy
Maybe
is
it was like the
fictional character
that, like, caught on." They're like, "This guy's no way he knows anything."
And they're right. And no internet.
No.
For 3 years ago, no internet. What could I know?
Asian Fish. Oh, there's Marcel. Yeah. In a year, NIO $50 to $16. Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. NIO is all right. 2 scenarios where NIO could shoot. All right, but I'm not calling it. Hold on, people. Just let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. There's one scenario where if there's shorting going on and the short positions have to cover due to extreme volatility, let's say we're just a couple of big fund managers and we see the SPY taking a big dump like it is, and it keeps going. And we go, what are we going to do here? And then someone calls us and says, hey, we need to reallocate our funds. And we say, okay, these short positions that we had in NIO and these other stocks do not matter. We're going to go ahead and, buy basically. So now you get buying pressure. And if you get enough of it and the velocity gets to a point where that stock can actually shoot, well, we saw a little bit of that last year with AMC. And I was fortunate enough to be in on that and it was fun. I remember I was telling you about that.
Yeah.
Wasn't I like, hey, this is about to take off? And
I didn't think I was fortunate enough to get in.
No, because I was like, hey, watch this.
I missed out on it. And then after it all happened, I was like, oh.
Well, here's the good news, though, is Bam is on the AMC play, and he has suggested that he is bullish long-term on it. And again, if it is a heavily shorted stock and we see major movement from fund managers with and again, not financial advice. I didn't have internet a few years ago. Why would you listen to me? I mean,
still need our poster.
We don't have to say it. But yeah, it's just going to be fun to watch. Let's see how crazy things go. That's one scenario where NIO could run. Here's the other one, buying pressure. I mean, last year at the end of May, I believe it was, NIO was over $50. And it's funny because people just remember the short term because it's been rough.
Right.
But stepping away and actually going, wow,
looking at the bigger picture.
And I remember
I was once happy with this stock.
When NIO made huge gains consistently, we had major velocity. We had a lot of trade volume.
Volume was way higher.
That's one of the reasons I'm always watching and kind of saying, hey, what's trade volume at? Because once we see that big uptick, especially if fund managers get in, we're not going to see all of their stuff. They'll do some of the dark pools.
Yeah. And on all of our green days, the trade volume is 90% of the time is higher than the average.
And those are things
on those days.
If we start seeing that happen on a regular basis, day after day, week after week, then NIO could absolutely take off.
Enter a new market.
But because we've got the backdrop of this crazy market that I don't trust, that big money runs and some other folks run, Fed pump. Anytime Powell's talking.
Was that Wednesday? And then Thursday was absolute poo. And then today, poo.
They said, all right, we're going to let it go now. All right, where are we at on comments?
Dion, I have 18,000 shares, was over $1 million. When NIO was in the 50s, I should have sold. I bought in the low teens. I'm holding until 2025. I like that year, 2025. Wow. Still holding strong with all the volatility.
Wow.
There you go.
Hold on, it's interesting. It's always interesting for me when investors do that. Because here's my thought. All right, if you sold, what's your tax rate? And is it worth like, what do you do? Do you have another play? Do you move to something else? Or what would your strategy be? I'm always curious about that stuff.
Right.
I'm not saying right, wrong. I'm just curious what other people are thinking and doing
with that many shares,
especially since you already, like you said, you already had the goal of 2025. And fun fact, the video I'm going to drop is you're going to like that. I'll try and do that tomorrow. But 2025 is it could be a fun year.
2025. I like it.
It can be fun. And you know what? If we're in full on crash mode, that gives us time to come back out of it too.
Oh yeah.
Which is looking more and more important right now.
Yeah.
Rune's got to go to work, and that's okay.
Whoa.
Go NIO. Let's go. NIO train. Let's go.
Let's go. Thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, that is crazy. It's actually really cool. I looked at it. He had like 46K subs or something.
He's a baller.
It's pretty nice.
I didn't feel famous before that. Now I'm kind of like, wow.
You're like, wow.
I look at myself.
Someone get him off his high horse. Amazing Church. Hey, Seth, can you get here for me? Belated happy birthday because I didn't create a full man. Wishing you have an ET7 NIO car in the future.
Yeah, ET7. Let's go.
Sick.
Let's go.
Nikos. What's up, Nikos? When NIO is at full capacity and delisting fear is removed forever, the price takeoff will be faster than my first time.
First time in the market?
Nikos?
I think is what
first time. First time doing
investing.
What did you mean by that? Nikos. Nikos from Greece, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. There's one of our Greece guys.
I love it.
There's a couple of them.
I love the global. That's one of the cool things about NIO, global community. And yet it's
We're
still
everywhere.
So early.
Yeah. Pavel, NIO is a great rebound from big pull downs. It was honestly, in the big picture, is a great week for NIO.
I think NIO's
fantastic week.
Showing a little strength.
Showing a little bit.
We like it.
Oh.
George Soros. Yeah. And, some folks have kind of, I think, misunderstood the George Soros thing. It looked like what his fund did was they bought convertible notes. So in other words, he's looking at a potential return and or NIO to basically improve and make some nice gains. So it's not necessarily what everybody was saying, but yeah, it's still bullish. And of course, I don't. Those folks can do whatever they want. I don't, whatever they're doing doesn't dictate what I do or won't do. But I don't know if that's a good thing. But I definitely have my own mind.
Can't have emotion. You know how the emotion is.
True story. True story.
Can't have it.
But yeah, so it's and Buffett and them, they bought into BYD and they bought in years ago and they have made a ton of money. Fun fact, I wrote a letter to Warren Buffett. I don't know if he received it. I don't know if he read it. He definitely didn't respond. And I didn't expect him to, but I just gave him like 5 points and reasons to look at NIO. And the thing is, if BYD partners with
doing the dirty work, Aaron, carrying the NIO squad,
I'm trying,
writing letters to billionaires.
Just laser focus on this. Okay, we're trying to go
about as bullish as it gets.
Or there's just something wrong. Like I said, it's like when people first saw me, they're like, "Is this guy for real?"
Oh, he's real. For real.
Scary stuff.
Yeah, I was looking up on the George Soros stuff on Twitter, and like everything I saw, everyone just hates the guy.
Like, what's really interesting about that?
I didn't read where anyone had something like nice to say, and it was all super political too.
Well,
and I don't even really know who that is, but when I just went to read up on it, it was all like politics stuff, and I was like, why?
He was this is what was interesting for me, and I'm not the political
right.
So he was very critical of BlackRock being a big investor and bullish on China, and of course BlackRock has a big position in NIO and have had that. So I thought it was interesting that he bought the convertible notes. Yeah, I was like, a
little hypocritical there, George. Huh?
Or he just saw the light,
came to his senses,
realized those folks are living in the future.
And they were talking about NIO, the Bank of America thing happened where they switched from the neutral to the buy on NIO's ticker. And then they were talking also on the news. I don't know what channel it is that talks about the stocks every morning. Do you know? It's like CNBC.
Probably.
Is that the
Jim
one?
Cramer works for him.
Someone was talking about NIO, and it was like actually a big topic this week, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, and
bullish.
It's funny.
The publicity.
The way I look at that is I'm like, okay, so these big dogs, these big banks are done buying. And so now they're telling retail to go ahead and buy. That's how I feel.
Either that, because they're saying, oh, I'm not going to buy yet, but I'm just looking at it. And, it's going to go down more. Like, I'll buy then.
Yeah.
It's either that or they're done buying and they're just like, now, like, all right, everybody go for this for me because I got where I wanted to be.
Well, now that you're doing the content creation, I'll be really curious how like the lens changes and shifts as you see stuff.
From like a different point of view.
Look, the media companies, how do you think they got to be as big as they are?
Selling.
They are the
narratives.
OGs of
selling narratives.
That's why I call it the news narrative.
Yep.
All right, sorry, we're back to the comments. We're all over the place today. It's a wild one.
George Soros got us on. Man, got us going. This was fun. Will Warren Buffett buy NIO? We talked about that one, right?
Yeah.
Crazy that NIO has swung over 10% from the highs in the PM to intraday.
Yeah. Well, and again, Josh, I haven't looked at the IWM in conjunction with NIO, but that's what I'm trying to been watching, because as it kept going lower, I was like, uh-oh, how low can the IWM go?
The Fed propped us up.
How low will it take NIO, if it will? Because at some point, maybe NIO trades separate from it. That's what I'd like to see. But it's
against the grain. I mean, we're running at the end of the day. We're up to 16.25 now, a little bit.
Trying to come back. What's IWM? Are we tracking IWM? Because again, I want to see if they're moving similarly. Jesus says NIO holding up better than Tesla in today's bloodbath.
It has been steadily holding up. Even on the green days, it was up more than Tesla was.
Yeah,
on Wednesday, per se, the one green day.
I think it's interesting, and I don't want to get into Tesla a whole lot. But there are we got a Tesla comment popping up too. Maybe we'll have to go to Tesla a little bit. I think there are a few things happening there. IWM, so it's kind of tracking with NIO.
Yeah, both making a little comeback at the end of the day here, pulling off strong. Okay, so I have that one already marked. I wanted to make sure I had that in my list of looking.
Yes.
NIO holding up better than Tesla in today's bloodbath. You just read that one.
Yep. No? We're on Caesar. Yeah, we're good.
Nice. What's up with NIO Park? Is it done? What numbers are they expecting from it in current times?
NIO Park, my understanding is there will be 3 phases. They're working to finish the first phase. The first phase is going to have production capacity of 300,000 vehicles. And ultimately, because it's going to be this 3-phase project, and I see it more like a little city than anything else. They're going to call, other folks are going to call it a factory, but when it's so much more massive, when they're going to have, housing and it's just this sprawling, somebody had put in comments that it was 8 times or 4 times as big as the Gigafactory. What I do know is there's nothing that we've seen like it yet. It's going to have long-term the potential to put out 1 million vehicles annually. And so it's going to be a minute before the whole thing is done. But the first phase, which should have the ET5 and the ES7 coming out from it, will be coming online in the second half of 2022. And so that's one of the reasons I was talking earlier and saying, man, if I'm a fund manager and I have any clue what is coming in the second half, I'm looking at this, at the levels where it's been and saying, wow, I can make some gains and outperform the market. And that's what a lot of those folks are looking to do. So NIO Park is still early, and yet they're almost done with that first phase, which is going to be, that's going to allow them to potentially double production capacity even after they do double shifts at the existing plant. That's big time. So.
Mr. EQ, every train has to stop once in a while. There's no problem with that. Just be patient. We will get there. Well said.
Baby steps.
Mr. EQ.
And Mr. EQ, love it. That's my nickname for William Lee. I think we missed Josh. Currently holding.
We did. Currently holding with a cost basis of 31, waiting for the stock to recover a bit, then looking to sell covered calls against my shares for good premiums.
Nice.
That's a good plan.
Let's go.
Long-term vision for me, likely into 2025, 26. Is 2025 just the golden year?
It might be. It might be.
I just hope it's sooner, but
which, by the way,
if I have to wait,
we might. I don't know. We might not, because the Singapore listing, one of the things they did was a lion dance, and it is for luck and for luck and not profit. Oh no, I lost it. Somebody help me. Luck and basically balling out of control.
That's what I was going to say.
That's not the way they said it. It's kind of the Americanized.
In other words, balling out of control. I like it.
And that
now I'm just bullish.
That happened. Why would
there
you be?
Was. That's the only reason I need the lion dance.
Oh man.
Let's go.
And we got Jack with the question about Tesla.
What's causing Tesla to go back under 650?
Watch the SPY. See what the SPY is doing for one thing, and look, bottom line, and people get caught up in the narratives and things like that. But ultimately, the big money controls where things go. And if big money, it doesn't matter how great somebody is or is not at TA, for example, they can watch the levels. And I follow some people who are really good, and I really like what they have to, share and put out there. One of them had said, Tesla going back to the 600 range. And I didn't doubt that, but I was also looking at the bigger picture, broader market volatility that is a mess. And it's just what it is. If big money wants something to go somewhere, or, the folks who control things want to move things a certain direction, then they can move them there.
Yeah, it's the sad truth of the game we play. That is the market.
Yeah.
Sorry, bros. I left the NIO train. Too much inconsistency for me. Too little data to go off of.
No worries. You know what?
It's all right, man.
You're an investor. You got to do what works for you with your money. I'm a big fan of investors doing what works for them, and I'm not going to hate either way, no matter what somebody's doing. Mentellect, what's up?
NIO is a super buy. That's a good word for it.
And Mentellect is made money with Tesla investor. I always really? And Marcel's another Tesla investor. I like having the Tesla investors on the NIO train. I really do, because they've seen what a company that's really innovative and disruptive can do.
And I noticed that also there is a lot of people, mainly I'm talking about Twitter, that are like bullish NIO and Tesla. Like there's a lot of people that aren't just picking between the two, which is smart, because I think they're both good.
Yeah, companies. I think they both do well. I don't see it as a competition like some people do.
Right. It's good to see.
Jesus,
NIO CEO, breath for NIO while taking on Tesla is his least favorite son.
That's the over. Yeah. And you know what? That is kind of a narrative going on. And I did think it was funny. And of course, look, Elon is Mr. Overhype, and it's worked. That's my nickname for him, but it's absolutely worked. This dude has so many followers. He tweets and the market moves.
He literally.
And you know what? One thing I've been wondering is if he's not getting a little bit more pushback from certain entities, parties.
Because he's getting political.
Because that's part of it. And also because maybe the folks who do control the markets don't want him to be able to do what he's able to do.
Yeah, but you're talking to the richest guy in the world. So
yeah, it's interesting.
It is.
I just sit back and watch all
crazy.
of it. But he tweeted, I saw that he tweeted, and he's like, "Oh, I'm 24/7 in Tesla." And I'm like, "Well, except for this tweet, because you're talking about Twitter and
you're tweeting, dude."
But again, like that's the thing. Like it's worked. So can't hate him for it. Like I certainly don't. He's crushed it. But I will call him Mr. Overhype, because holy FSD, that is just.
I had to kind of shout myself out. I said, yo.
I saw that.
Who that?
Let's go, Investor Seth.
Let's go.
We know him.
I just had to leave myself in here. Joshua, 2025 price predictions.
Oh, man.
What did Math Guy say that one day? Because he called it.
We went with his a couple hundred. Was it a couple hundred?
I think he said like 300 was like a safe, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I think.
Where's Math Guy when you need him?
I think here's the difference, the way that I look at things, and it doesn't mean it's right. It's just the way I look at things. If we have this controlled stock market crash ongoing and we don't actually drop like we should, and I'm talking the broader market, then I think it takes more time to recover. I think if we have the crash basically that probably needed to happen, then we can get over it and start moving forward. But I don't know. And that may have kind of a hangover effect. And that's why, again, I don't want to do price predictions at this point. I just want to watch the broader market and see how long it takes for that thing to get better. So I'll be really mad if it's not three figures, though, at least.
Right.
I'll tell you that right now. I'm not in it for some minimal gains.
Let me both know in the meantime. Feeling sleepy, but good luck. Appreciate it. Always take care. Keep safe.
Yeah, NIO, Trish, appreciate you. And sleep. It's very late there. I know you're living in the future, but you still need to sleep. And we've got that's political
music. Okay. David, where to get NIO clothing from?
Well, we can't do the NIO app. It's not available here in the US yet.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just sort of did my own thing with this.
Aaron hit up the mall.
Oh, by the way, Rally Cap. Come on, Aaron.
Oh, shoot.
What am I doing? I
40 minutes
Rally Cap. That's right. We got 13 minutes left in the market. Let's see what it does. Come on, NIO.
Now that the Rally Cap's on, can you rally a bit higher? Huh?
I know. I don't know. Hopefully.
We'll see. But the merch.
Yeah,
You
merch.
just made that, though.
I just kind of did this on my own because I couldn't just get NIO stuff. And fun fact, I've emailed NIO, the company, a few times, and they've never responded either. But maybe they saw me and they're like, yeah, we don't want
They're
anything
like,
to do with this guy.
No, not this guy. Then they'll see your sweatshirts and be like, wow.
It's super cool.
I jumped from Tesla to NIO before the big run in 2020 because I was tired of Elon's misleading PR.
Well, and you know, again, like I don't want to be choosing between one or the other.
Sides.
I will say, you know, it depends on where you bought and where you think it can go. And as an investor, you got to make a decision that makes sense.
Right.
I know when other people would, you know, were saying, oh, I'm paying $1,000 for, you know, Tesla. And I'm thinking with NIO at these prices, there's no way I'd do that. Right. But if I had had the opportunity to get Tesla earlier, like when it was $50, maybe I jump on that. I don't know.
2019, which is still insane to me.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't an option for me. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. But again, you know, as an investor, you got to do what works. I can't believe Marcel is still here. Let's go, Marcel. I see another comment.
You're making his day, man. You're making his day.
I'm starstruck right now.
Euroclus, if people don't have the stomach for volatility with everything happening in the world the last 2 years, what are they complaining for? Research and patience, people. It's well put.
Yeah.
You got to have a little bit of a stomach, and you just can't be emotional.
Well, there's a reason that...
Got to look at the big picture.
There's a reason big dogs run the market.
Yeah.
You know, when you can put out a hit piece and get people running one direction, I mean, I see why they do it. I don't like it, but I understand why they do it.
Mullen making a little run at them today.
And Marcel, and by the way, Euroclus is in Greece, so we do have
there's
Greece represented
Greece. Let's
again.
go.
So let's go Greece. I want to visit there too one day when I grow up, if I grow up. Marcel says
much more possible. Upside right now, 10 to 20x is possible from right here, but doesn't happen. Doesn't have to happen, of course.
Yeah, we know it's not financial advice, but I love seeing it, Marcel.
Yeah.
And if you haven't figured it out already, I am being ultra conservative. That's one of the reasons I won't talk price prediction right now, because I was too bullish too soon, and I made the most, like, it was a critical mistake, and it was the biggest mistake I could have made. I thought other folks were doing the kind of research I was doing and seeing things, and I didn't realize that was just not the case. And now I get it. I mean, why would you do research when you can just look at all these clickbait videos that people are putting out? And the problem with that is that
because then you only get
legit
the good
content
news.
I mean, the best content creators are not, like, as far as being a high level investor, they're not the ones with the biggest followings, with the biggest subscriber bases or platforms. Right. You know, those folks are the ones who are branding well.
Their videos are more quote unquote boring because they're just more research based and more facts based and not just for emotion and happiness.
Well, and the reality, here's the other thing, is if somebody's making their living or their, you know, income off of doing videos and branding, and that's what they're good at, then that's what they focus on. Versus a high-level investor who's making more money investing isn't going to put all the same time and effort into doing the content creation because they're crushing it investing. It's a big difference. That's why I'm excited for you, because you're going to do it all. Let's go.
Do all of it.
Invest with Seth. Let's go.
Maybe one day.
No, it'll be fun. You're getting to live in a great time to learn and study from the markets.
It is true.
So,
a crazy time to study from the markets. Gauntlet, people say we're already in recession controlled, but they won't confirm it, so they're milking it.
You know, it's funny you say
that. Are they milking it?
Yeah, it's funny you say that about the recession. As soon as people
and I like how he put controlled, because it is so insanely ridiculously controlled.
I was like, so when is the media going to tell us that we're in a recession? Because that's when people
when are people going to start using that R word? They're going to start freaking out.
Yeah, I was kind of cracking up in there. Well, and here's a question, and I haven't looked it up. I'm curious. Yeah, I see you, Mullen.
Mullen is running people. Let's go.
But I'm curious about this one. How about the question? You know what? No, we'll do it another time.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll table it because we're getting behind on comments already.
Okay.
So
all right. Captain Sarge, evening, lads. Good evening. Good afternoon from us, I guess.
I know he's in Ireland.
From Ireland. Awesome. Good to catch up. Let's go. Ireland representing.
Glad you could make it. What's up?
Yes, sir. Hey, Ron. Good to see you guys.
Thanks for being here, Appreciate you
Awesome.
stopping through. Am's in Israel, I believe.
Oh,
Yep.
The global is coming
Where
in.
Mobileye
Let's
is
go, guys.
from. So
That's where. Did you know in Israel? I don't know the exact place, but it's the number one. Like it has the highest percentage of startup companies, based on anywhere in the
Is
world.
it Tel Aviv,
Yeah.
Jerusalem?
No, I forget the city because someone in my international business class, we had to start like a business and choose where, and they chose this place in Israel, like a diamond company, because it
Nice.
had like the highest percentage or volume of startup companies.
Let's go
successful.
Israel, Paul.
Small fact, anyways. Hope it's true. Don't want to sound like an idiot, but pretty sure it's true.
He said pretty sure.
Pretty sure, like 90.
Did you fact check it?
I mean, if they put it in their final presentation,
I'm totally making fun. I actually looked
I would
up
hope
fact
it's true.
check because I wanted to know when it was determined that fact check needed to be used because it was so widely accepted that people were just lying or putting misinformation.
I Wikipedia'd it,
and it was like 2008, 2009. So apparently that's when everyone officially said, all right, everybody's just lying and putting misinformation. I don't know. I'm a nerd and I look up stuff like that.
Let's go. Captain's back. Good evening, me. Good to catch the live stream. Appreciate it always. NIO is beginning to make itself known in Europe.
Oh man, and it's still so early. That's what's exciting. And you know what? It's a good metric. It's the Twitter.
Yeah, it's crazy that people want to compare NIO and Tesla like anywhere technology wise or anything in the car, just because one, how much longer Tesla's been around, and two, just how much more gigantic Tesla is as a company right now.
Yeah.
That the fact that they're even being compared is actually a really good thing.
Bullish.
If you check their following on any social media, you'll just see the difference.
Yeah, big difference.
NIO's sitting at like 200,000 followers on Twitter, and I think Tesla, last time I checked, was sitting at 14 million, which is just a little bit different.
Yeah,
but
that's a good metric, though. That's a good metric.
It is. NIO will blow up. Just time.
Baby steps.
Baby steps to blowing up.
To greatness.
It's back. Got some more info on NIO. Changed my strat to swing long term in my options.
Okay, let's go.
Awesome. Long term, baby. Catch Sarge. Europe is watching. Let's go.
Yeah.
Dion, I don't think market volatility will improve until supply chains improve. And the WAR.
Oh yeah.
The bad thing.
It's the three-letter word.
What do you guys think? I think I totally agree.
I think it depends on what big money's going to do and how much manipulation and
it's hard for the world in the markets to get its poop in a group when the world doesn't have its poop in a group.
Yeah, and we're gonna see real estate in the U.S. also come back around. It's we'll talk about that on
It's a matter of time.
We'll talk about that on your channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Real estate, for those who don't know, is what I did before.
Yeah. See, Aaron does it all. You guys don't even know.
I definitely don't do it all. Now that I'm back in the internet game.
Kyle. People really need to be careful buying right now. I agree in long-term investing 100%, but the macro has shifted and nothing is getting better anytime soon. Build up, crash, and wait for the shift.
Cash.
Yeah.
Cash.
Oh, build up cash.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
And, again, like
it's a guessing. I mean, it's not a guessing game.
Great for the investors who've got some cash on the sidelines and who know the price point where they want to buy. And it's funny because we've been talking about the Google play as an interesting one where they're going to do this 20-for-1 split. How about this, Seth? How awesome would it be if the SPY does tank? And not that that's awesome, but if you could get Google for, let's say, $1,000.
That's why
instead of $2,000.
But that's the thing. Like that's the difference between what I'm thinking about in Google and NIO's. I'm not necessarily long term on Google, so I'm more worried about getting the perfect price. But with NIO, since I'm so long term, then if I buy right now and it tanks $5 tomorrow, then I'm still happy that I bought.
Yeah,
$5 up because in 2025, hopefully that doesn't matter. I mean, it'll matter, but not in the gigantic picture of things.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I like it though. I like I'm always curious to hear what other investors are thinking, and I like that investors just have a strategy. I think too often people just get caught up and don't stay focused and do their own research and stuff like that. Kyle also says
either inflation starts coming down, the WAR ends, the global shutdown ends, food shortages, midterm election. There's a lot of headwinds right now. There's a lot of third world or like extra problems going on that are affecting the markets.
The biggest issue is one that I won't talk about here, but it actually is the underlying system that the globe operates off of. And there's kind of one direction that it goes, and it's not generally good for individuals.
Us little people.
It gets passed on through taxes, just put it that way. But that's the longer term and bigger picture overview. And again, I don't want to get into it on here on this, even though I don't have a massive following. I don't want to go there. So, but there's definitely a lot going on.
He's just naming problems with the world like it's nothing. Bang, 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 bang.
Mr. EQ's back.
Seth, when will we see your 5 and 30 video?
Oh,
Good
the
vibes.
Basketball video.
When
are you gonna do 5 NBA threes in 30 seconds?
The jumper?
Actually, this guy was baseball.
I was a little bit of both, but I stopped basketball when I got to high school. Only went to baseball, but I still be hooping a little bit.
Okay.
I just haven't been.
He's got a little size. He's what, 6'2"?
On a good day.
Okay.
I like to say that I'm 6'2" on a good day.
With the tall hair?
Yeah.
Like it.
Up, maybe. But yeah, maybe I'll have to do a little bit. You guys will have to give me like some time to get back in the swing of things because I haven't played in like probably a month now.
We'll try and get him in the gym. Don't worry about it.
We'll go. Maybe do a little collab. A one-on-one. 1v1 Neo Nerd versus me.
Invest with Seth versus Neo Nerd.
Let's go. That's right. Ireland got 2 of my friends to buy Neo. Let's
nice. Go. Global investors.
Doing the work.
That's awesome.
Back North America here. Haha. There we do have some people
from Israel. Why am I tripping on that? Am I fired?
Fact check.
I'd fire myself.
You got fact checked, man.
Except I can't afford it.
You got fact checked.
I know.
You
need to get your
Israel is one of the most technologically advanced countries right now, and it's because of the government's support in their educational system. There we go. Some Israel knowledge for you, Stefanos.
I love when I get to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a nerd.
Kyle, we are most likely in a recession right now, and it's only going to get worse. Not trying to be a bear, but it's reality.
Kyle, but here's the thing. Has the media told us we're in a recession? Because I don't know if we can officially be there until they tell us.
I feel like the word is like slowly
getting
thrown around a little bit more. But yeah. Once the mainstream media lets us know, then we're in it. But not now, of course.
We've got to wait for them to tell us what to think.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. A couple of years ago, that's what I learned for real. I said, wow, it's crazy out here. Marcel is Marcel just popping in?
He's hanging out with us today.
Actually kicking
Let's go. May take. U.S. is heading into recession. Fed tightening has cooled off demand and will show in layoffs. Housing prices coming down, etc. I hope so, man.
Agreed.
Cool off demand. Caesar. Why every position news?
No, he's got 2.
Oh,
Marcel kept going. He kept.
This will prevent the Fed from raising rates as much. Plus, recession means rotation back from value into growth. Will take some weeks to play out.
That's what I'm hoping for with the growth. That's IWM. That's why you want to watch that. And Neo, come on. And that's what I was hoping, Marcel. Thank you for that, because I was hoping that because growth were the first ones that really started getting hit, and they've been hit for so long. I was like, okay, when do we cycle back out? Because it's like real estate, it's markets are cyclical. They go and they come back around. So it's a question of, for example, if we're in a bear market, okay, how bad, how long, and then we go back to bull. So, and to me, simple overview from an investment standpoint is, what do I want to buy? What price do I want to get it at if I can? And of course, I only have like $25, so it's not like I can buy a lot, but
25 in a dream.
but no, I love it. I appreciate it, dropping the knowledge.
Good insight.
And there's nothing I love more than learning.
Right. And they teach us every Friday, man. Learn something new every Friday.
It's good stuff.
And that's the only time I learn anything new. I'm just playing. Why every position news bring the price down?
Why every positive news
brings
the price down?
Goodness. My reading is just...
I don't know. It's what's the big money doing? And I feel like big money is going to tell retail, hey, look, it's a good time to buy Neo. And to me, that means, all right, they've already bought and they're ready for us to follow them in now. And that's just a simple overview, in my opinion. And it doesn't mean it's happening that way, but I think that there's a lot of news flow that is, and you know what? It would be fun if somebody actually wants to dig and look at what entities or individuals have interests or ownership in different media companies. that might be an interesting little, case study to do
Yeah.
sometime. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it because I already don't trust him. So I'm just not going to waste my time worrying about it. I'd rather, go to somebody's channel like Marcel where I can watch one video and I'm going to learn something. And that's why, I consider him and others so high level. I want to go where I can learn. If I'm not learning, I got issues,
right?
Because I'm just so far for me to go. Barely back from no internet. Come on, let's go.
Domenico. I spot NIO in the UK outside of McDonald's. I can't believe it. Unfortunately, I couldn't stop. I was working.
Oh,
that's
man,
awesome.
That's so cool, though.
I don't live far from the
Okay.
NIO Engineering Building in Oxfordshire.
Nice.
Sick. That's awesome.
That's.
I was gonna say the day I see one roaming the streets of Nebraska, I'll be like, "What? We made it!
Let's go!"
I'll definitely have to try and snap a pic though. Kyle agreed. Do what you got to do, but things can and will go lower. Don't blow all your cash now. Be prepared.
Yeah, I like the preparation. I like it.
Domenico's back. I think NIO will have
bad delivery
this month.
I will buy more. Yeah, I am curious, and I think kind of to Marcel's point too. One of the things I'm watching with the growth, and as we probably will get some subpar numbers by some people's standards for May deliveries reported early June. I want to see what happens. I want to see what the price action is and if the stock really feels it or not. Because that's, for me, that's a really short-term, like short-sighted way to look because I'm long-term.
Right.
But like you said, if there's an opportunity, it's good to know there might be an opportunity. And so I'm just curious. I think that'll give us an indication of the stock and how things are going.
Yeah. Caesar's back. There was talk about the Chinese government having cars being NIO. Did that contract happen?
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Basically, there's a go between, sort of like a broker who handles that. And yeah, they used to use Audi and
their government cars
mm-hmm.
in China.
Yep. And now it's going to be NIO. Now I'll be curious. I think the ET7 would be a great vehicle, but I also know I've seen police vehicles using, I think, ES8s.
Yeah.
But it also probably depends on national, provincial and municipal. I don't know if those are the only levels, mm-hmm. but yeah, they should get those contracts. And so that, again, it's a boost for NIO. Long term, it's all good. It's ES8, yeah.
Yeah, man.
We'll get you out on it. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get you there.
By the way, love NIO for the long term. Just be careful out there right now.
Yeah, agreed. It's crazy. And, for me, it's kind of like a lot of times people will go, oh, should I buy this at this price? And I'm like, I don't know. What's your goal? Where do you think it could go? Are you happy? Would you be happy if you buy and it goes down from there? Like, I like to ask myself questions. The more questions I ask, the more clarity I get with
get to the answers with your strategy.
Yeah.
Get your plan down.
I want to have clarity with what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Because then I can only blame myself, if I'm wrong or I lose.
Still keep an eye on NIO for if things stabilize for my risk tolerance. Awesome.
And that's what it's about. Yeah. You're in tune with where you want to be. That's great as an investor. Love hearing it.
Dion's back. Do you think battery swap stations will come to United States?
Yes. I think what happens in Europe is going to be really interesting, and I think it'll do well and be widely accepted and adopted there. The U.S. is a little different, but I do think at least in the big cities, I think there's definitely a play for it.
Potential.
And so I don't know how it will do relative to Europe. I do like that NIO recognizes Mr. EQ. This dude is way beyond. He's so much smarter than most folks recognize, in my opinion. And I think he realizes that each market has to be looked at separately and approached a little differently. But I do think they will be here in the U.S. I just don't know if they're going to be all over the place, if there will be, based on population density or something, certain metrics. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already got an idea of what he wants to do, and he'll just kind of hone it and adapt as they go.
2 negative GDP prints in a row. Recession. We've already had one. Things are getting better. Media lags. When CNBC starts talking about it, that's when the real fear
CNBC
hits.
is the one, right? Just get
it's all
Jim
about
Cramer.
That media, man.
Just get Jim Cramer going on something.
Look at Jim Cramer inverse ETF trackers. Street buys, Kramer pumps, street dumps on retail.
Yeah, it's don't get Jim Cramer, folks.
Don't get
Just
Kramer.
be careful.
Message of the day. Don't get Kramer.
Be careful out there.
Joe's mandatory military service also makes some of the most talented hackers developers. They have a really good system of spotting talent and training them rapidly.
Nice.
Stefanos, more knowledge dropping on us. We got Ryan. Do you know when NIO Park is scheduled to open?
Second half is tentatively what we've heard. I think deliveries of like the ET5 are scheduled for roughly September. But I think if they can get it open earlier, they will. And I don't know what everything looks like, just because, again, it's kind of like, with the overview of the markets being so bad, I don't know what the shutdown situation, the zero tolerance is going to look like in the next, couple of months, and what that may or, may not mean for NIO Park. But I'm anticipating good news second half of the year, and definitely by the fourth quarter. I think we'll be seeing delivery numbers from hopefully the ET5, and hopefully bigger numbers from the ET7 from the current factory. And then also maybe by that time, the ES7. I know they've had to push back the release of that just because of all the shutdowns. So heck, they haven't even had earnings yet. And I was just looking
to say, when did we say it was going to be?
I think it's going to be end of this month. But again, I don't know how much is
pushed back. Maybe.
Yeah, they moved it. Well,
they've been moving it.
I don't know if NIO actually had a date that they put out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of unknown with the shutdowns and what's going on over there.
So much unknown. It makes it so hard to guess.
Mm-hmm. But it makes fear mongering easy.
Oh, that indeed it does.
How did we finish the day? We didn't even. How did we do?
We finished the day on a little rally.
Was NIO trying to flex a little bit?
Everything's tried to flex. NIO tried to flex, almost made it to what we got at 1650. Not bad.
Okay.
What do we open at? 1750.
Yeah, that was from the futuristic markets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're just
That's
ahead
not
of us.
bad. We still beat the average volume. Which is not bad for a Friday, which is actually really surprising for
Especially
a Friday.
If you got to factor in.
Our volume's like half on Fridays, I feel like.
We don't know how many shares were moved. I haven't found that out yet.
I tried to look it up, but it kept the article with how many shares that they had moved into like a NIO trust fund or something. It wasn't just the Singapore thing.
Okay.
But I couldn't find anything that looked.
We'll try and get back to y'all on it. Don't worry. David says, I love buying NIO at these prices. ET5 will be the biggest seller. I think it's a different David, but I'm not sure.
Oh,
if NIO
designed so good, I want one so bad.
Yeah.
I would take any of them. The ET5, that's more of like the car looking.
It's the second sedan. It's a slightly smaller sedan than the ET7.
See, that model right there kind of looks like a Tesla almost. Like the way their cars are looked, but like the headlights and obviously the little details are way different. But the body, I like those ones. I haven't even looked at all these. I don't think
we're getting Seth up on the vehicle.
I'm looking at all the different ones,
checking it out.
So which one was the first one? The EC6, was that the first one?
That's a good question. I'd have to look actually.
It looks like the oldest one. That's why I asked.
It looks like the oldest one. I think we better wrap it up.
Yeah, we're getting long. What are we? Hour and 8?
Yeah. But I want to say thank you to everybody who came through, and I'm still starstruck that Marcel
was popping.
Yeah, was hanging out. That's outstanding.
Awesome.
I can't wait.
Can we say we made it?
In fact, I have some stuff that I want to ask Marcel about, that I want to visit with him about. So hopefully we can do something together, a collaboration. Now that I might be able to figure that stuff out, I might be to that point technology wise.
Let's go.
Stefanos with a comment here.
My personal belief on NIO is that the company will find critical success in capitalizing from their online ecosystem, not car sales, swaps, etc. Those are just enablers for user participation.
I think that you're onto something. Even if somebody just looks up what all interest there is with the battery asset company, and the fact that they're named in the grid, and no one knows how to evaluate that value yet, the power swap stations, and then NIO Capital and the investments that NIO has and that they continue to make. And yes, you're exactly right. And here's the other thing. I don't want to knock on Tesla. Tesla has done phenomenal stuff. But if there's one kind of recurring theme, it's that people get frustrated with some of the service and things like that from Tesla. And NIO is very user-centric with their focus. And they're at a higher price point relative to Tesla. Although I'm not comparing the two, I do think that NIO's focus on the user will translate to big money. And we'll see.
A couple more. What is your favorite NIO model at the moment? Oh.
I'd say ET7. That's the one. If I could pick, that's the one I would do. Is the ET7. But I would be happy with any of them. I mean, it's the brand, and again, the users absolutely get taken care of. You know, you're good. I mean, I talked to Nick over in China, and he did the one summon, like it's you push a button or whatever, and they basically come and charge your vehicle. They take it and charge it and bring it back, and they like left him gifts and stuff. I'm like, nobody does service like that. And that's why they will get, I think they're just going to crush it globally. There's just not another company like that, I don't think.
Frank's in here. When is NIO coming out with earnings?
We're trying to figure that out. Maybe end of month, but if I find something over the weekend, I'll drop it, or maybe Seth will, because he's got a channel now. Invest with Seth. Sir. Plug it. And Gauntlet says, take it easy. Thanks for the stream. Appreciate it. And understand that you're out at the moment, but you're still keeping an eye on the NIO train. Appreciate it. We love it. Stefanos.
Tesla's way too engineered focused. They have very traditional business strat. Unlike NIO, NIO's redefining business.
They really are. Well, agreed.
Let's go.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for stopping through. And next time, maybe we'll be more organized and get it together a little bit better. We're all over the place. But it was still fun.
Always, appreciate everyone coming in here, checking us out.
That's what we try to do Tuesday, 2 p.m. That's what I'm trying to say. On Fridays and end the week, kind of chill.
On a high note.
Yeah.
Even when the market maybe doesn't.
Especially when the market is doing what the market's doing. Right. But we'll be back here next week, and maybe we'll pop up another time too. You never know. Just to run it back. What's up? But whatever else you do, whether you come back and see us again, hopefully you will. Hopefully. Get your seatbelts fastened on this NIO train. You already know we're going for a ride. See y'all next time.
Thanks, guys.